just taking a few minutes. I'm a little bit late today because I was waiting for a new phone to arrive. Now I'm an influencer, of course. I'm not an influencer, but I was waiting for a new phone to arrive, but it's been a bit delayed. So I thought let's just jump on and start. I'm good. I'm glad it's Friday. I feel like this week has been weaking. Maybe because I'm not so used to doing as many lives and commitments, but I feel like it's just another thing that I've added to my 1,000,001 list of things to do. But no, I feel great. How are you doing today? Do you know what? I'm really, really happy that the sun is really starting to come out, that we're looking towards spring. Can we say we're in spring now? Yeah, the clock's changed. So, it really lifts my mood, which is really, really good. So today we are talking about confidence in networking. So over the course of my series so far, I've kind of just shared some of the tips that I've used when selling to people, or some of just my confidence tips, because I think people always assume that I'm really, really confident. I am really, really confident, but I think that there's a lot of tools that go into that. There's a lot of little tips and tricks that I have that I'd like to share, and it's been quite good because the feedback has been really, really good. Loads of people have come back to me and gone into my DMs and said that they got some real value from it. So yeah, it's kind of helped me to kind of keep going, if you like. So today we're talking about confidence in networking, making powerful connections that elevate you, essentially, how best to do that. And if you look, or if you joined any of my previous lives, you will get to know some of the golden nuggets and some of the essentials that I use as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and just as a badass salesperson. Blow my own trumpet, why not? So today we're diving into something that's literally changed my life, my business, any job that I've been in, how I've been able to really make an impact or really get noticed, and that's all through kind of networking, whether you're an introvert, new to the industry, because I've worked in a lot of contract positions where I may not have the industry knowledge, but actually somebody in a networking environment may not know that because of some of the ways that I approach networking within those environments. So today's live is going to shift how you see yourself in every room that you walk into, because ultimately your next opportunity is already in somebody else's mouth or in somebody else's mindset. So you don't know where your next opportunity is coming from, whether that's a business opportunity or whether it's a new job opportunity, a networking opportunity. Like, you really don't know where your next opportunity is going to come from until you start showing up. So and showing up so that you're mentioned, so that you're remembered, and that's, for me, that is key. A lot of the jobs that I've got previously have been through people that I've met, people that I've known, not through the job boards. It's literally been people that I've networked with and connected with and remembered me and then called me up for an opportunity. So yeah, it's just to kind of share some of those golden nuggets, because 85% of jobs, I don't know if you know this, but 85% of jobs and opportunities are actually filled through networking. It's not always about what you know, sometimes it is about who you know. So it's really, really important, and my network spans quite wide, actually. So I've worked for quite a lot of European companies, I've worked for American companies, so I know if I'm looking for an opportunity, I've got a pool of people that I can literally WhatsApp and say, what's going on? Is anyone kind of looking for somebody with my skills? And like I say, you don't need to be super extroverted to be able to network. You just need to be intentional about what your goal is in that environment. So confidence within networking is about fully owning your story, first of all, fully owning your story, fully knowing your value and speaking that with clarity and purpose. So it's not bragging, it's not, hi, I'm Tanya, I am a salesperson, I'm this, that and the other. It's actually branding. So what is your brand? So I'd like you to think about, what is your brand? What is the brand that you're putting out there? So Mamma Mia, what is the Mamma Mia brand? Head Hustler, what is the Head Hustler brand? Emily, what is the Emily brand? Who is brand Emily? So it's always good to kind of prep before you go into any room or any environment. A lot of networking events, excuse me, a lot of networking events will sometimes share the contact lists. So know who's in the room, or even if it's just the type of networking event, then you kind of get an idea of who's going to be in that room, right? Have your personal brand intro ready, your name, what you do, your purpose for being there. So for me, it would be, my name's Tanya, I am the founder of Busty Boob Tape. We aim to empower women through wearing whatever they want, whenever they want. And that's it. Do you know what I mean? So it's a quick, snappy, that is my brand. Have 3 or 4 questions ready to start a conversation. Those questions, on yesterday's live, I did talk a lot about open-ended questions, so not closed questions. So think about the questions such as, if you're speaking to somebody, oh, how did you get into that? How did you get into that? Or how did you get into that line of work? Or what's the most exciting thing about your job? What's the most exciting thing about doing what you do? And I sometimes ask, what's the not so nice, exciting thing about doing what you're doing? Or what's a challenge that you're working on right now? What challenges are you facing in the industry? It's all education. It's all data collection. It's all education for yourself, because you can then, if somebody says, oh, do you know what, it's really difficult at the moment. Let's say it's travel industry, for example. It's really difficult because the flight prices are really, really difficult, and people aren't traveling anymore because of the cost of living, then actually the next conversation might be with somebody who can solve that problem. So the information and the insight that you gained from that previous conversation could be, oh, interesting, I was just speaking to somebody who said XYZ. So yeah, always when you're speaking to people, have questions prepared, have them as open-ended questions. So that's the how, what, who, when, why question. So really think about that before you go into those environments. And the first time it might be a bit harder to kind of put it together, but when you've done it quite a lot, and practice makes perfect, when you've done it quite a lot, it does almost become second nature, because you know that you're going into that environment to gather as much intel as you like that you can use for whatever purpose you need to use it for. And they're value driven questions. It opens up, people love talking about themselves and what they do, and especially in a networking environment. So those type of questions open up the conversation for people to talk about their story, talk about the problems. If you want to sell to them in some capacity, that unveils their pain points, what you would later then sell to. And I mean, I've spoken to a few people who've said, look, I go to these networking events and I kind of almost cower in a corner and kind of wait to be approached and stuff like that. And it's like, now that needs to change. You need to show up, you need to command the room. Appearance is everything. Look good, smell good. Smell is the biggest hack. Look good, smell good, and understand how you're presenting yourself. Rep yourself. Like, you're going into this environment to get value. Nobody knows you. And I'll repeat the nuggets that I did drop yesterday, but it was basically always, if there's a panel situation and they are asking somebody and they say, oh, does anyone have any questions from the audience? Shoot your hand up, be one of the first to ask a question, because that way it allows you to introduce yourself, what you're doing and your purpose for being there, but also anyone who's in that room who is aligned or interested in what it is that you have to offer then will come to you, as opposed to you having to go and find them in that networking situation. So that's definitely a big kind of plus. And getting clients. Networking is the best opportunity to get clients. So not through ads, but if you're not in the room, you can't be recommended. So any networking event, show up, be there. And the biggest hack is all in the follow-up. A lot of people do networking and they might do networking brilliant, but if you're not following up, you're going to be forgotten. So following up on LinkedIn, following up on socials if they're kind of into social. So the following up is the biggest part of networking. So you've presented yourself, you've done brand Tantan. Hi Rico, hi Echo, hi Erica, how are you guys? We're just talking about networking and kind of how you brand yourself and how you present yourself. So when you're in a networking environment, how you get people to remember you, not just remembering you. So once you've kind of done the networking, it's all about the follow-up. And follow up with purpose. So it's not like sending somebody a LinkedIn message after you've had a conversation with them and saying, oh, it was great to meet you at this networking event. Follow up with purpose. So I really enjoyed the conversation that you and I had. I'd really like to kind of elaborate on that. I'd really like to continue that conversation. When might be a good time to do that? And people love it, especially if you've just come from a networking event. So I'd say within the first kind of 48 hours, always follow up. Which is where the real money is and where the real nuggets are. Practice networking. Practice. You're not going into an environment begging people to buy from you, right? You're going to present your brand, present yourself in the best light. So practice your statement, practice your opening line. You don't need to even have a fancy business card these days. I mean, I personally like business cards because I do like the whole giving the business cards, but you also have I also have a downloaded QR scanner with all my details on it, so you'll have access to all my socials, you'll have access to my telephone number. But your energy is going to be everything. Your energy is what's going to make you memorable in a networking environment. So some of the tactics that work, or some of the homework that I would definitely say and like I say, networking isn't just about business. It could be that you're in a space where there's some powerful people there. And I always say, and you probably heard this a million times, if you are the smartest, if you are the wealthiest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. You need to elevate yourself and put yourselves in rooms that would push you to the next level that you want to go to. So go on Eventbrite. There's so many events that happen often. And people forget about that. Like, people will go raving all day long, but actually, if you're looking to elevate yourself, your brand, your business, even find a new job, go to these events. If you want to find a job in property, for example, there's so many property networking spaces that are available. Book your ticket. Sometimes they're only a couple of quid, sometimes they're free. Book your ticket and get in that room. Put yourself in these places. Put yourself amongst the people that you aspire to be like, or you aspire to be connected to. And some of the homework that I would say is build a 30-second power pitch. What is your pitch? Who are you? What is your brand? How can you help somebody? What value are you adding to somebody? So really think about, and even just take it back to school days, like get a notepad and pen, and just write your brand pitch out and perfect it as you go along. Just write, who are you? What is your purpose? What is your brand? Follow-ups are gold. Don't ever let that conversation die, especially if you've had a brilliant conversation with somebody. Don't be scared. Don't be scared in the follow-up. A lot of people kind of feel maybe a little bit intimidated, I think might be the word, intimidated by people of seniority. Don't ever be intimidated. They're people just like you. So always follow up. Like I said, great conversation that we had at XYZ networking event. I'd really like to catch up with you at some point to discuss further. So be memorable, say something real, say something passionate about yourself. I'm really passionate about climate change, for example. Say something that people are going to remember you by. And like I said, for the people that weren't here before, smell good, look good. My secret tactic is red lipstick. I love a red lipstick as a woman because it just gives you instant game face. And it is actually my power colour and my power tool. So definitely. And if you don't have the network, so if you are a person that actually, like I said, you're the smartest or the most motivated or the wealthiest in the room, then you're in the wrong room. And if you don't have a network, build that network. I'm telling you, it's not hard to build the network that you desire, the network that you want. There's so many tools out there, but I think what people do a lot of the time is they think that they want to do this, but they actually don't implement it. They actually don't action it. Put yourself in those rooms. I mean, me personally, I've joined a community called The Rebuild, and this is a community of absolute powerhouse women. And in this community, my accountability partner messaged me like literally 11, 12 o'clock at night. She was like, I'm not sure if you'd be interested in this, but there's a networking event tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Tantan was there. And, you know, I got so much value in that room because I could have said, no, it's too late notice, or no, I'm tired, or no. Do you know, I could have made excuses because people like to make excuses, right? But I made sure that I was in that room, and the value, I must have walked away from that room with about a good 15, 20 contacts. 15, 20 valuable contacts, not contacts for the sake of contacts, valuable contacts. So showing up is the most important thing. Attending events with intention. What is my purpose there? What is my purpose? Am I going to promote Busty Boob Tape, for example? Am I going to look for another contract because I do contracts on the side? What is it that I'm going to this networking event for? Is it that I'm going to build a database, for example? So I sometimes help some of my friends that are business owners with networking, and I went to an art exhibition. Not only do I enjoy art exhibition, but actually that would have been a valuable client base for her. And within my networking, I had brief conversations and collected business cards and passed them on. So get yourself a friend like Tantan. And I must have passed over 20, 30 easily of potential clients for my friend. So even though it wasn't for me, essentially, all I wanted to do in that networking space was collect data, and I collected 30 potential clients for her. So you need to define what your intention is in that networking event. And like I say, if you don't have one, build one. But you can also host mini meetups. You can host them yourself. So if, for example, I want to get together a group of models, I'm always looking for models, so if anyone wants to be a model, so if I want to get together a group of models, then I can hold model workshops, I can hold programs that would attract models and get those models to me, whether that's in person or whether that's online. So think about how you can attract your perfect network if you don't have it. So that's it. So I mean, the homework that I would set today, and these lives are just kind of just dropping little nuggets. There's so much more that will be coming out of me because I'm seeing that loads of people are getting loads of value from it. If you've got some value from this today, tap on the screen. If there's anything that you're going to implement, let me know. Let me know that I'm doing it for. Let me know that it's valuable. Or else I might just stop. I might not come back on social media. But some of the things that I'd say take away, definitely craft your power pitch. Craft your power pitch, and that can be whether it's in an interview situation, whether that's in a networking environment, whether that's in you've been invited to a fancy dinner and you may be a little bit kind of out of place or feel like you might be out of place, but actually if you've prepared and you've perfected your brand, then it should be quite seamless because you already know what your brand is. One of the other pieces of homework that I would say, if you message three people before 5 o'clock, message three people that you may have connected with, but actually have lost that connection, whether it's through business, message them, follow up, reconnect, get on LinkedIn, and initiate a convo. And I always do a voice note challenge. So send yourself a voice note challenge, hype yourself up before you go into those networking events. It could be anything like, I walk into these rooms with confidence. My name in these rooms, my name in this room is the most valuable. I'm the most valuable player in this room that I haven't even entered yet. And I'm going to connect with the people that I need. So just hype yourself up on a voice note, and do it and just do it, be in those rooms. There's a few things that I will start adding because I have been asked, so I will start doing one-to-one sessions. So one-to-one sessions where I will be able to, if you've got a business idea, help you to implement and help you to build upon your business plan, help you to go over your business plan. I will look at building your business plan. If you've got an idea that you just really don't know where to start, I can help you to expand on that, provide accountability. Networking events, if you've got networking events that you really want to do, I can come on your behalf, or I can come with you and show you what good looks like, and kind of really push you out of your comfort zone to be the badass in the room. And then I've got a whole kind of sales kickstart and strategy. So I mean, I've spoken to people from retail workers who have a dream, and actually they really don't know where to go or what the next step is. I'll hold your hand and I will take you to badass kingdom. Like literally, I want us all to win so badly. And I've still got my sales funnel course. I've still got it at £15. I'm going to leave it at £15 for the rest of the evening. So a sales funnel is basically everything you need to drive your customers from prospects through to yes and paying customers. So it's a full video course that will kind of talk you through all the steps. They call it a sales funnel in sales speak, as to how to drive your prospects or your database into yes and paying customers. So that's £15, which will be on my link tree in my bio. I'm not used to saying that, in my bio. There will be more stuff coming out, so yeah, hit me up, let me know that you've got some value from this. But yeah, I've got a few more days of my lives. Let me know also if there is anything specific you want me to kind of talk about over the next couple of days. Is there anything specific that you're not sure of, that's bugging you? I have quite a lot of experience. I've got over 25 years experience in sales capacity as sales director, sales manager, entrepreneur, businesswoman, mama. Yeah, I've got quite a lot of experience and tools that I can pull on. So yeah, let me know if there's anything specific that you would be interested in hearing about, whether it's how I've started my businesses, how I've elevated them, could be branding. Yeah, just anything. Hit me up. Thank you so much.